No more electricity source damages, overvoltage source loses and fires. Trimbox, that is the reliable lord of electricity. 100% resolves and removes all your voltage source problems with a sensibility of even under 10 nanoseconds.
IMEX tekstil olarak
We as IMEX Textile are very happy now because we use Trimbox and now we have $7,500 in our pocket. Before we spent that money and now we didn't spend it. It's very effective and we are really very happy. IMEX Textile is using Trimbox and we will use it also in the future. Trimbox in schools, hospitals, industrial enterprises, shopping centers, shortly in all places using electricity. It provides maximum security by restraining high voltage and fully removes the overvoltage source fire danger. I'm a owner of a wedding ceremony place and we had a lot of trouble with the electric. The installation was a very big problem because sometimes we were afraid that we had here maybe a fire. And after Trimbox, we used Trimbox and now we are very okay. No problems, especially with the electric. And now we have no fear about fire and anything else. And Trimbox is really very good. It works very good. Thanks to Trimbox, all the lightning source problems, fire dangers, problems and damages to be occurred at electronic systems and correspondingly loss of time and money are fully removed. Operating time and power limit of Trimbox are unlimited. Trimbox, reliable lord of electricity. Why Trimbox? As a result of the analysis of 9,000 events that are saved in records of an insurance company functioning of insurance of electronic equipments, it is detected that the biggest reason of damages is the voltage fluctuation with a rate of reaching of 32%. As it is shown by these analyses, nowadays it's very important for electricity energies being quality and continuance. Rottenness of isolations and accordingly short circuits can be listed at the top of the reasons that spoils the continuity of energy. Isolations rottenness are greatly sourced from overvoltage. One of the most important risk factors of isolation rottenness and electricity nets is the fires. If power switch protections against flow, which is one of the two basic elements of active power, would be enough only by itself, today there must be no fire because of overvoltage and any damage on electronic equipments. Lightning and all the voltage surge sourcing from electric systems' own interior structure are the leading risk factors of fire and breakdown at electric and all automation systems and security systems. All these hardware do not come into our lives at once, but they are added step by step in our living area. For this reason, increasing load changes and adding on fuse boards are done without plan, out of application limits and generally by unlicensed or without adequate engineering support. Accordingly, it becomes harder and harder for damaged electrical circuits to blow the fuse and also go beyond the security limits. This matter of fact is not only limited with secondary boards, including living areas such as houses, hotels, schools, companies and hospitals, but also includes main building entries, medium voltage transformers, high voltage transformers and dams. As a result of the matter of fact, circuit protections elements that are used in all of the electronic circuits explode as a result of a voltage surge and blow the fuse automat. So it protects the electric installation. But short circuits that are not enough to blow the fuse, that is the situations occurs as a result of automat flow values unconsciously used generally at houses and companies, create arc and cause fire. As it is impossible for a visitor to be blown at a place where Trimbox is used, fires occurring for this reason are protected. What is the content of Trimbox? Trimbox is placed in a special chemical cover in which there is a special electronic circuit design protecting the overvoltage. It minimizes the voltage surge, breakdown or damage risks to zero. In the system, it is connected and does not need any periodical maintenance. What are the areas of using of Trimbox? Hospitals. Hospitals are places where the human life is safekept. In diagnosing measures made by laboratory measuring, transmitters and electronic equipments are very important. Shopping centers. Shopping centers in where we entertain with our family and friends meet our basic needs. Became one of indispensables of modern life and enter into areas where there is an intense participation. Wedding ceremony halls. Wedding ceremony halls in where there is a mass participation and unforgettable moments are lived consist of electronic audio systems and decorative lighting systems. Schools. Schools are wholly educational places to where we confide our children who are our most valuable havings and for whose return time we look forward to. Industrial enterprises. These are the vital points of economy. Always most beautiful dream of businessman is the production's continuity without any delay and problem. Trimbox is a precise protection and security apparatus for all areas in where electricity is used. In all these places, Trimbox must be used as a protective caution in fire support units, intense care units, surgical operation apparatus, X-rays, moving staircases and elevators, air conditioning systems, lighting systems, security doors and cameras, computer-controlled systems, bank shopping, communication and payment systems, electronic audio systems, decorative lighting systems, electric power systems, fire alarm systems and automation-controlled and industrial-type communication systems. Overvoltage source isolation, rottenness and arc and fire occurrence cause having vital disaster scenarios like early warning and disposal, especially in compound notches. In short, this situation in very appearance and continuity in splendid and nice places and security of life and property of all people inside must be provided. And in where there is another world is like the invisible part of the iceberg. A sample. At feeding fuse outlets of all inverter systems of all moving staircases and elevators, parallel connected Trimbox overvoltage protector is used and all the power electronic systems are protected against breakdown and fire. Also in all breaking and compact power switches outlets feeding the cooling, heating systems and main feeding fuse outlets of the stores in the shopping centers. There are parallel connected Trimbox overvoltage protectors. So, card burnings at the electricity power cuts are evaded and Trimbox overvoltage protector protects all systems against breakdowns and isolation rottenness to be occurred because of overvoltage and accordingly protects against work delays, production stoppage and extra cost as result. For three-phase Trimbox connections, first the energy that feeds the unit is cut, then one connection and for each phase is get from outlet of feeding compact power switch and connected to Trimbox L1, L2, L3 and tries, and then earth and neutral connections are made and Trimbox is placed on 35mm rail in the panel. After this process, electric is given to the system and it's observed whether three pieces green colored LED on the Trimbox are working or not. From now on, your connected system is under protection of Trimbox. As the Trimbox absorbs the coming pulse without transmitting to ground, if there is no earth connections or cannot be found at the company or system, you can leave it without earth connection. By the way, We should immediately remind that earth connections is for protections against energy feedings that may come from ground for the reasons such as lightning and short circuits. Of course, here's the questions may came to mind. Do I not be protected by using UPS or regulator? Trimbox must be used in both places where UPS and regulator are used. Trimbox with samples. One of the usage area of Trimbox over voltage protector is Bursa Oncology Hospital, which is one of the modernest and biggest hospitals of Bursa. Trimbox over voltage protector that is connected with 2.5 mm intersection, very conductive cable and with earth and neutral and connections to elevator inverter feeding fuse outlets in the interval distribution panels. Fuse outlets that feed each life support unit. Fuse outlets of secondary panel feeding intense care and laboratory systems. Fuse outlets feeding each tomography, ultrasound and X-ray machines, and to outlet of power plant feeding power switches to protect overvoltage shock given to the system as result of removal of power plant load when electricity power is cut. 100% removes fire risk because of electronic system breakdown and isolation rottenness caused by the overvoltage. There has been no complaint about the system as of the date of it is connected. We have not received any complaint about the Trimbox from Bursa Merkez Shopping Center, Karsan Automobile Factory, various textile factories and wedding ceremony halls who are the first users of Trimbox. As a result, Trimbox is a need of everyone as a protector that is designed for providing the security in places where electricity is used. It is unique in the world, has no similar one. Trimbox, reliable lord of the electricity.